You know, the depths of depravity that some people will go to in order to get their 15 minutes of fame is just astonishing to me. So, if you haven't heard, there is this new story that I just learned about yesterday, actually, where this Bigfoot hunter, whose name I am not going to say because that's exactly what he wants us to do. He is like Destiny's Child, and he wants us to say his name. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give him any extra fame or attention. So, anyway, what this guy is claiming is that I think this happened back in 2024, but for some reason I'm just now hearing about this. He was out in the Adirondack Mountains and he was hunting for Bigfoot, and he stumbled upon a horrible stench, and then looked around the area and he found the source, and it was this dead Bigfoot body laying in a patch of poison ivy. Now, according to him, he estimates that it was laying there dead for about 2 days. He also claims that this thing was a male, about 18 to 20 years old, which honestly, I don't understand how he could know that. If there's only one specimen of this thing, how the hell do they know exactly how old it would be? Because there's nothing else to compare it to. So anyway, it's about 8 feet long, or 8 feet tall, rather, 300 pounds. And according to him, he had a friend at Cornell University who did a DNA study on the dead body and came to the conclusion that it was 58% Neanderthal DNA and 42% modern human, with some Native American admixture in there, for whatever that's worth. Which I want to stop here to talk about this real quick, because if you actually look at pictures of the creature that he stumbled upon, like the dead body, it is this laughably horrible Halloween costume, just covered in that fake cheap fur, with like a caveman style face with like, it looks so god awful. It pains me to even talk about this in any serious way. But what I want to point out is that there are a lot of Bigfoot believers who believe the hypothesis that Bigfoot is a Neanderthal, which to me I never understood, because what science now is saying about Neanderthals is that Neanderthals didn't look too dissimilar from modern humans, right? Certainly not 8 feet tall. So the average height for a grown Neanderthal was about 5'4" to 5'7", somewhere in that range. So slightly shorter than modern humans. Nothing like an 8 foot tall lumbering beast covered in hair. But as for the hair cover on this creature, what's funny is that so I did 23andMe about 13 years ago now, and I have more Neanderthal DNA than 91% of other 23andMe customers. So I am in the top 9 percentile, or I am in the 91 percentile for Neanderthal DNA. And one of these genes that's associated with Neanderthals is a gene that's associated with slightly less back hair, which is kind of odd because these people seem to have this idea in their head that Neanderthals were these giant, hairy versions of humans, which might not be the case. We actually don't know exactly how hairy Neanderthals were, but we're inheriting genes from Neanderthals that are associated with slightly less body hair, which is kind of interesting. So it's some food for thought there. But anyway, just to get back to our story, he's making this claim that he found footprints around it, and he claims that this Bigfoot was bludgeoned to death by another Bigfoot during some sort of a mating dispute. Which, again, it's like, I don't understand how he can make these sorts of claims with any certainty. But Another another funny claim that he made was that some Native Americans came by to take a look at the dead body, and they were so impressed that they came back and they gave him an award. Can you believe it? He got an award from Native Americans. And if you're a follower of my channel, you'll know that this is a play that these Bigfoot people run. Just they don't even change the snap count. They just run the same play over and over. They don't change the snap count. And what they'll do is they'll hide behind Native Americans. If they make some sort of a claim that has no legs to stand on, what they'll do is they'll grab a metaphorical Native American, and they'll hold him in front like he's a human shield, and he'll say, "Well, if you don't believe in the claims that I'm making, why don't you say that to the face of this Native American that I'm holding in front of you?" Right? Say it to the face of this Native American. And it's this very disgusting tactic. But anyway, if you look at this costume, because it is a costume, take a look at it. It looks like that cheap faux fur that a lot of Halloween costumes use in their for hair. It's not even hair, it's fur, which is weird because apes and humans don't have fur, they have hair. If you don't know the difference, look it up. But anyway, I want to make a prediction here on how this story is going to turn out. And my prediction is that once this guy milks as much attention as he possibly can from this, and he milks however many YouTube subscribers that he can actually get to subscribe to him, and he milks as much out of that 15 minutes of fame as he possibly can, what's going to happen is that this dead Bigfoot body is going to mysteriously vanish. And you know what he's going to do is he's going to blame a government conspiracy. You know, some government agents came by and took it away, or you know, the men in black showed up at my house and they took it away, or you know, that sort of thing. Because there is this increasingly popular theory among Bigfoot believers nowadays that somehow that the United States government is in on some sort of a cover-up of these Bigfoot creatures. And for whatever reason, you know, they'll do mental gymnastics and claim that it's to protect the logging industry, or because they would have to like protect the habitat of this thing due to endangered species laws and that sort of thing. And anyway, it's total mental gymnastics that they have to do in order to make some sort of a government cover-up make sense. So my prediction at the end of all of this is that it's going to magically disappear, and he's going to go, "Oh man, you know, the government came and took it away." And I think half of the people who gave him attention are going to say, "Man, you're full of shit, I'm out of here," and they're going to bounce. However, I think there's going to be a huge portion of these people who are going to believe it, because they already believe in the theory that there's some sort of a government cover-up of Bigfoot going on, and they're going to say, "Yeah, that sounds extremely plausible to me, and I can't believe that my tax money is going towards this cover-up, and you know, we demand justice and truth for the existence of Bigfoot," and that sort of thing. And these people are going to stick around. They're going to donate to his Patreon account if he has one, subscribe to his YouTube channel, become YouTube members on his YouTube channel, and they're gonna support him, and they're gonna support his grift. I don't even think I would call it a grift, honestly. This is clearly an absolute con job, a hilariously bad one at that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple links in the description of this video. If you want to go take a look at the story yourself, feel free to do it. But other than that, yeah, this is just something I wanted to talk about real quick.